Happy Saturday, everyone. This your boy Jail Game TV, episode 4, 1-2 Wheelie Gang Party, featuring Sinister Tarheel. No, and no, the reason why my screen was black, it was not broke. I had to share it. I had to share out this stream. That's why it was black. So no, it was not broke or none of that. So I just had to share it out. Yeah. So hold on a minute. Okay. He said, "There you go." Yeah. So how you doing, Kay? How you doing, Mike? How you doing, Brooke? How you doing, Coleman? How you doing, Shantice? Um, we'll be having Sinister Tar Heel for the crew podcast. I could possibly solo today's episode because they my other crew they grinding double rep and wreck. I'll be on which I'll be streaming again right after this stream right after I clean up and stuff. So what's going on, King Albo 002? Make sure y'all come in, share it out, tweet it out, smash that like button. And if this is your first time watching, your first time on my channel, of course, subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell, all notice, so you be notified every time I go live or do any type of content on my channel. Yes, sir. Appreciate the membership, Coleman. Appreciate you. So let's start. And y'all know, and I appreciate everybody that tuned into my episode 2 of my solo podcast last night, JL's We Litty podcast, featuring Harold's Random Video. Shout out again to Harold's Random Videos for coming through, being a guest on my podcast. We basically gonna don't worry, because if y'all missed last night's episode, then I basically recap, the next day. So let's go over the NFL Week 3 picks. Now, I already got a pick right. Yeah, he is definitely. He definitely a funny person. He has an amazing channel. Well, I thought she was already a member on my channel, Coleman, but I guess the membership expired. But anyways, I already have a pick right already. I had the Panthers beating the Texans, and they did Thursday night, 24-9. That Texas secondary is awful, but their defensive front line is good though, and they was applying some pressure on Sam Darnold, but yet Sam Darnold was able to still able to make plays against that Texans defense. Davis Mills did hit. He had an okay game too. Yeah. So also later on today, I had to make the list though. But later on today, stay tuned. I will have episode 8 shout outs of the week video today. Later on today. So stay tuned for that. I had to make the list for that. So yeah, so the next game is that we're gonna talk about Washington versus Buffalo. Now, as much as I want to say Washington, excuse me, as much as I want to say Washington, Buffalo Bills just the better overall team on both sides of the ball. Even though Washington has a top 10 defense in my eyes, yeah. So thank you. How you doing, Brooke? Shout out to the 4. Shout out to everybody that's watching, that's tuning in right now, that's in the chat. Yeah, I just believe that even though Josh Allen's been struggling, I still believe they at home. So I believe they had of course they have home field advantage because they're at home. But let's not forget last season, everybody was when we faced Pittsburgh, everybody was saying that we wore that all white. Something about every time we wear our all white uniforms, we always get a dub wearing that particular uniform. That's what we was wearing, all white uniform, and we went up to Pittsburgh and pulled that upset, and people was like, "OMG, OMG!" Like they couldn't believe that the Washington football team came up to Pittsburgh Steelers home house and just upset them. So I had to say now if I had to do a score prediction for this game, I would say maybe like I'll say 27-21, something like that. And then next game you got the Bears versus Browns. Now I'm gonna have to say the Browns because I just don't. I have faith in the Bears defense. The Bears defense could apply a lot of pressure for Baker Mayfield. Their defense is not the issue. The issue is their offense. See, the Bears, Chicago Bears, they always had an elite defense, but their offense always been suspect. So even though Jarvis Landry is not going to play, that does kind of hurt, and I don't think OBJ is currently playing right now, so that also hurts as well. Look at Brooke cracking up. Look at Brooke. But yeah, I had the Browns winning that. I believe Baker Mayfield is going to somewhat expose the Bears defense and have a good game. So I just had to take the Browns over the Bears on that one. Now, Baltimore Ravens versus Lions. The Ravens, I mean, this is going to be a tragedy. This is going to be a tragedy for the Lions. I really believe that the Ravens are going to possibly put up 40 points against this Lions team. And I believe that Lamar Jackson will have a 200, 300 passing yard game, possibly also another 100-yard rushing game, because that Lions overall is just awful. They can't be trusted. I just believe that that Lamar Jackson's going to have his way against this Lions defense. They're not going to be able to contain him, stop him, because we all know Lamar Jackson is Michael Vick 2.0. So then next you got the Colts versus the Titans. I get the edge to the Titans on this one. I know it's a divisional game. I know the Colts defense is nothing to be playing around with, but bro, some people don't understand the shit show. What's up, Damon? How you doing, man? How's it going? Make sure y'all smash that like button, share it out, tweet it out. Really appreciate everybody tuning in, everybody in the chat. So I get the edge to the Titans. I just believe that Derrick Henry is going to have a nice game, and I just believe that Coach is going to do some going to do some. What's going on, Sinister? How you doing? How you doing? You said nothing, just chilling. I just dropped the link in the chat, Sinister, for you to join. So, yeah, man. He said, "What's up, Damon? Rolling 60 in the house." Oh man, but yeah, like then next in game you got the Chargers versus the Chiefs. I know y'all gonna be like, "What is he talking about? Why would he pick this team?" Like I say, the Chargers are gonna pull the upset against the Chiefs at their house. The Chargers is a real good team. They's a real good team. Charles Herbert was the offensive rookie of the year. They got Austin Aguilar. They got Kendall Allen. They got Mike Wynn. They got Joey Bosa. They got Chris Harris Jr. too. Yeah, so what's going on, Sinister? How you doing, man?
Hey, it's going on, bro.
Nothing much, man. Just literally getting back, man. Had to shower. I was out and in the nice weather. I was like, why not, go for a walk?
Yeah.
Take advantage of this nice weather. So that's what I did. And I went to the store, and then I had to take a shower, and then here we are.
All right. Hey, Shantice. Yeah, I see your comment, and make sure I'm not forgetting you. Yeah, what's up to everybody in the chat also?
What's going on, y'all? What's going on, V-Made? Say, yo, just tapping in to salute you. Keep grinding, winning, bro. Yes, sir. I try my best, man, to grind, put in that work, man.
Right. Yeah, I saw you mention like some of the teams, like predict who's gonna win and everything.
Right. Now we on the Chargers versus the Chiefs. Who do you have winning that game?
All the Chiefs, after that L that they got, they're gonna take it out on somebody. The Chargers that's a good warm up to take their frustration on.
Right. Now I actually went the other way because I just believe that the Chiefs is not. I mean, the Chargers is not. They're actually a good team. I mean, this is not. You said you got the Chiefs. Hey man,
Judge, I agree with you, Judge.
Hey man, I just believe that some way, somehow, the Chargers gonna find a way to leave their house with a dub. I just believe in their defense is legit. Offensively, they got playmakers. They got Justin Herbert. They got Kendall Allen, Mike Williams, also Aguilar, just some of the playmakers.
Hey, what's up, King Ivo?
Yeah, King Ivo. Oh man.
Right.
Dang, Ivo, he went going in on that. That's tough.
Yeah, quickly, what were some of the other previous matches you were talking about? I could probably chime in on that.
Let's start with now. We now. I already got a pick right already. I picked the Panthers versus the Texans Thursday night.
Right.
24-9. That was the final score. What's going on, Rice? How you doing, man? How's it going? So what was your take on the Panthers versus Texans game?
I mean, they're my division rival, but I mean, usually with Texans, like they're the only ones who are doing something right. But against the Panthers, like the Panthers, they're in rebuild mode. But however, what McCaffrey got hurt, I mean, they somehow pulled it out. But with Sam Darnold, I mean, yeah, because like I said, like all the changes that the Panthers made on the off seasons, like, but hey, they found a way to win. So I mean,
yeah, they did. But the problem with the Texans is not their defensive front line; it's the secondaries.
Right. He can hang on for just 1 second.
Right. But Chronos, what's going on, man? Hey, congratulations on hitting your 500 subs. I looked at that video last night. Congrats on that. So what's some of y'all takes of that Panthers Texas game, chat? How did y'all feel about that game? Say what's up, Rice. Say what's up, JL. What's up, Rice? Chrono. Shout out to the 6, man. Make sure y'all smash that like button. What's up, Kay? What's going on, man? If anybody else want to chime in, join the panel, surely can. No problem, man. What's up, Mike? You said Texas coach. Right, said Texans coach and quarterback did well, but they kept the defense out there too long. Right. Yeah. I knew Carolina was gonna win. I just, even though we haven't been having a lot of faith in Sam Darnold, but Sam Darnold is in a better situation, a much better situation than he was with the contaminating New York Jets. So I mean, the Texas quarterback, who do they have? They don't have Deshaun Watson. They got Davis Mills. So let's talk about the Saints versus the Patriots. Now, okay, you're back. So
Yeah.
now, I was asking, what was your take on the Panthers and thank you for the super chat, man. Appreciate that super chat, super sticker.
Hey, shout out to Kronos.
Yeah, Kronos, man. Congrats, Kronos, on hitting 500 subs. I know what it's like, man.
Hey, congrats, bro.
Congratulations, man. I know what it's like, man. When you put in that work, you grind, you're bound to hit those milestones.
Hey, man, John. Congrats on being a part of the 500 club.
Yeah, man. The LOI boy, a bunch of our teams are going to do what the Broncos have been going to do.
Free Teddy.
Yeah, free Teddy.
Hey, Broncos did their thing with Teddy. I feel like Teddy, people are just trying to throw him on the bus, but Teddy, he's a good quarterback.
He's a game managing type of quarterback, but he can help you win games for sure.
Right.
He's definitely better than Drew Lock, Rice.
Yes, definitely. Think about it. When he was with the Saints, he was unbeaten. He did not lose one game up until Breeze recovered and he came back.
Right. Yep.
And then he went to Carolina. Of course, he got served a bad deal, and they got rid of him real quick. So now he's with the Broncos. So basically, it's turning things around there.
Broncos, they had a coach or quarterback for 4 years.
Right.
The Broncos, the Broncos, just like I said about the Bears, the Broncos always had that elite defense, but their offense always be wishy-washy. But now they started to slowly get back. You said Locke didn't get help, right? Because he had too many systems to learn. That is true, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So, Washington and Buffalo. What's your take on that game?
Oh man, that's a good one. Who I picked to win it? I have to choose Buffalo on this, the way that Josh Allen's been playing. But I'm not gonna undersell. I'm not gonna undersell Washington. It's the things you did in the offseason, the changes that you made. Hey, what's up, Tyrone? But
shout out to the 8.
Yeah, but just to be real, the way Buffalo's been playing lately, especially with Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs, doing their thing, especially winning their AFC division, for the first time in years. Think about it, who's been dominating that division? Tom Brady and the Patriots.
Right.
So now, switching to the guard. But as far as this game goes, if Washington, if they can find a way to shut down the Bills, put some pressure on Josh Allen.
You gotta remember. Now I picked the Bills. What's going on, Ness out west? How you doing?
Hey, what up, Ness?
And make sure you smash that like button, share it out, tweet it out, so more people can come through and join the party. So now I picked Buffalo. Yes, Josh Allen has been struggling.
Right.
But I just think they're a better overall team. I feel like for Washington, if we can fix that quarterback play, we really I feel like we a quarterback away from being a real threat in the NFL. But I said Buffalo, but now y'all remember last season, y'all remember when Washington had to go up to Pittsburgh.
Right.
And everybody was saying Pittsburgh, and then for some reason, I don't know what it is with those all white uniforms. For some reason, every time we wear
bottom luck.
Yeah, it is, because when we stunned and went up there and beat the Pittsburgh Steelers, people was like, "Oh my God!"
OMG moment.
Yeah, because Washington, we have a top 10 defense in my eyes.
Right.
Look, we got
I mean, Ron Rivera. I mean, that's his thing on defense.
Right, right. We got Chase Young. We got Montez Sweat. We got Deron Payne. We got Jonathan Allen, Matt Ananias, and we got William Jackson III and Jamin Davis.
Right.
You know, it was hard for me to pick against Washington, but I just don't see it.
I mean, yeah. See, that's the thing is you're being real.
I just don't see it. Now,
Yeah.
this is, to be honest with you, this is actually a pick'em type of game.
Mm-hmm.
It's a toss-up game. It could go Washington way or Buffalo's way.
Right.
That's one of them type of games. Now, Damon, we talking about the Bears versus the Browns. What's your take of that game?
Bears versus the Browns. I have to go with the Browns on this one. I mean, the Bears' defense is tight.
I agree.
I mean, they got it going on defense, especially like the way they beat up on Cincinnati. Because I mean, and he wanted revenge on against his old team, but offensively,
right.
But the thing is, the Bears' offense, like, they got to find an identity on their offense, like especially at quarterback.
Right.
I mean, I know you got Chase Young, the dude's thing. You got Nick Foles on the bench. Yeah, of course, Andy Dalton. Of course, he got hurt, but still. But offensively, the Bears, they're gonna have a hard time, and against that Browns defense.
Yeah, like you got Clowney. You got
was like Garrett.
Yeah, Myles Garrett.
Mm-hmm.
Now, speaking of Myles Garrett, y'all remember, and I still don't understand why didn't Mason Rudolph? Why did he get punished? Because he instigated the whole situation. Myles Garrett wasn't going to do anything to him, but Mason Rudolph had to say something, and I don't know if he said something racist to him or whatever, but it made Myles Garrett mad, and it made him
he go off.
Retaliate.
Yeah, he went off, and basically, the NFL hunters that slapped, hey,
right. I mean,
suspended him, fined him,
should have been a bigger person, but when you say certain things to people,
logic's thrown out the window. It's like, I know you want to be the bigger person, walk away, that don't let them get in your head, but things is like some sets off. I mean, all that's thrown out the window.
I agree with that, but Damon saying Bears whipping
28-10. No. No, if Baker Mayfield, if he gets hot,
Browns 28-10. I agree with that.
Right.
But the Bears, no, because you gotta look at it.
Mm-hmm.
The Bears, just like I said with the Broncos, they always had an elite defense, but their offense
is suspect,
wishy-washy. And you gotta look at it. Justin Fields, that's his first official NFL game as a starter. And, that old line, he going to be running for his dear life.
Right.
Because Myles Garrett and Clowney and that elite Brown defense is going to apply that pressure on Justin Fields and going to cause him, the
go into panic mode.
Place. Yeah, he bound to make interceptions,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, just look at Zach Wilson. He threw 4 of them against the Patriots.
Yeah. Yeah, like, and that's sad right there because wasn't Zach Wilson pick number 2 in the first round?
Second round pick.
Wow. That's just
to me, I mean, like,
I feel bad for Zach Wilson because it's just like I just will never see the Jets getting over that hump. I don't care how much talent the Jets just been too contaminated, and every time a good quarterback goes there, they always get ruined.
I mean, yeah, because like I said, they're gonna be rebuilding mode for years until they can get back to that level. Like when when Rex Ryan during his first early years there, like boom in the playoffs, but it's him, Mark Sanchez, like they had weapons there, but now, like I said, like they were like in the bottom of the business trying to climb their way back up. So basically, they had to rebuild through the draft, and it's like, I mean, I mean, like free agency, yeah, you may get a few free agents here or there, but who are willing to go there? But like it's, but overall, they're going to rebuild through the draft. Just a lot of teams are going to be rebuilding through the draft.
Right. Yeah, because and Jacksonville Jaguar, that's another team that I just
Another rival.
have Urban Meyer. You can have Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence. It's gonna take more than them two to turn that franchise around. They have a lot of holes to fill. Jacksonville Jaguars, a lot. Like their defense on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, definitely on both sides because
Right.
I mean Trevor Lawrence, him like Zach Wilson, like yeah, they're both going to go through their struggles. I mean, like their first year because, like I say, you can't expect miracles in your first season, but it depends who you are. But just to be real here, it's like yeah, you're going through your growing pains right now, but surely like through the next year, like I said, like I mentioned earlier about rebuilding through the draft, it's like hey, if you get you some decent picks, have some good coaching, hey, you get yourself back in there.
Right. And yeah, you're right. You're right, and it's better to go through the growing pains now than later, because if you go through the growing pains later, you may be like, "Dang, I should have been going through the growing pains early." That way, But
yeah, Damian's saying is I don't trust Baker as quarterback. He's still questionable sometimes. I mean,
well, the past couple of seasons, he has slowly improved. He still had a lot of room for improvement, but he has improved though compared to his first couple seasons. But
yeah, especially like getting towards the playoffs. I mean, they're definitely gonna be. I mean, he'll definitely improve in there.
I don't trust Baker either, Damon. But y'all gotta
stop hunting Chubbs.
Yeah, y'all gotta stop that two-headed monster, and I just don't see the Bears defense doing that.
No, if
that, yes. But
if you double team Mac, I mean, yeah, you may do something, but
yeah,
I mean, but for how long though? Because sooner or later, Mac's got to figure a way to try to get to Baker.
Right, but if he can't maneuver that double team, because there is a way to maneuver that double team, because you just gotta like find a way to kind of split that double team so you can get some type of window to enter, so you can be able to get to Baker Mayfield, or else Baker Mayfield gonna be making plays all game. But
exactly,
I have next game is the Ravens versus the Lions. Now I picked the Ravens because I just feel like the Ravens is clearly the better team.
I agree.
Even though I understand the Ravens are depleted, they have these injuries and all that stuff, I just don't trust the Lions. I don't trust the Lions at all.
I see. No, not right now. Like with Jared Goff, like I mean, look at Master Stafford. Like him getting, being traded out of Detroit, that was great for him. It benefited him, but for Jared Goff, that's a whole different story. But
Jared Goff is not Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford has made that Rams team an even better team than Jared Goff ever did. And Jared Goff took the Rams to the Super Bowl. And the Baltimore Ravens is my second favorite team because technically, Baltimore Washington, I called it the Beltway teams because they technically neighbors.
Right.
So I just believe that Lamar Jackson gonna have his way. I mean, we talking about Lamar Jackson. He's damn near Michael Vick 2.0.
I agree because I mean
he might be even better than Michael Vick, and that's tough to say because Michael Vick is a legend,
right?
But it is what Lamar Jackson is doing is just unbelievable. Like I believe he's gonna have another 100-yard rushing game. Hold on for a minute.
All right.
I gotta.
Yeah, because like when he gets back, like Lamar Jackson, I seen him like play up in Louisville. I mean that dude's a beast, and I can see why he won the Heisman. But I mean the way he took that Baltimore deep like offense, turn it around, it's like shoot. I mean, it's just the sky is the limit with him. Things like that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Most definitely.
About like with him against the Lions, I mean he'll have a field day with the Lions because like I said, right now, like the Lions are trying to rebuild themselves. Like they're trying to build that chemistry, especially with Golf at the helm. But Baltimore, like they got weapons on both sides of the ball. Like that win against the Chiefs,
Right.
everybody expected the Chiefs to win that game, but Baltimore pulled it out. It was like, I mean, hey, you can't sleep on these guys. Like certain teams, you
Right.
cannot sleep on because you
Right.
never know they'll surprise you. Things
Now
like
I
that.
will
But
say. That I'm not saying that the Lions can't pull it up. I just don't see it.
right,
But you can't underestimate any of these teams because you can get beaten any given day, any given Sunday.
right,
So I've seen some of the craziest upsets. Just like I think last season, I was thinking the Rams were gonna beat the Jets.
mm-hmm.
And the Jets, I couldn't believe that. I was like, y'all can't.
They were motivated. That's why.
Yeah.
Because like think about it, you turn on Fox, you turn on ESPN. I mean, think about it. They all say this team, but however, the underdog got motivated. It's like, all right, we're gonna pull him out. It's like, hey, whoa, wait a minute. We never expected this to happen, but in this
All
case,
right,
just to be
problems. Have a good day, man, at work,
yeah,
man.
yeah, I appreciate you,
You.
Kronos. Yeah, but just to be real, like I said, the Lions they have to rebuild that chemistry. But as far as this game goes, Baltimore is going to win it.
Yeah, and then we all can agree. I'm sure that everybody's watching, everybody in the chat can agree that the Ravens are going to win this game. It's just the Ravens completely a better team overall on both sides of the ball.
All right, but
the
yeah,
Colts.
like, oh yeah, before you move on, I just want to say something like, especially with their division, the AFC North.
Mm-hmm.
You can eliminate Cincinnati out of this equation because I mean, with Joe Burrows, like I said, they're going through their growing pains. It's going to take them a while to get adjusted, but just what Baltimore, Cleveland, and Pittsburgh, it's going to be a three-way fight. Whoever's going to win that division, and of course, one of them is going to be a wild card.
Right.
I say, like, if Pittsburgh continues to struggle, I'd say it's going to be between either Baltimore or Cleveland. They're going to fight it out.
But who would have thought that we'd be talking about Cleveland Browns actually make it? Because for a while, the Cleveland Browns have been trash. They have been on the losing end of the stick, and now they starting to slowly climb to the winning side of the stick.
Right.
You know? And I agree. Now you, as y'all know, I did all season predictions for all the teams, all the NFC and AFC. You know, now
right.
People may have agreed or disagreed. Like either way, it's a prediction. Not saying it's gonna happen. It's just how I feel according to what I think about the team and what I have seen in that particular team. You know, and yeah, man, like I got the Ravens definitely winning that. So we talking about the Colts versus Titans. What's your take on that game? Because that's a divisional game.
I mean, that's my team, the Colts, but to be real, it's gonna be Tennessee on this because with Carson Wentz, like both of his ankles, like even though he may be expected to play, but to me, he's just been inconsistent. It's like he was like that in Philly, but ever since the Colts made that trade to him, it's like I was suspect about this trade. It's like you gave up a pick for this guy, and right now it's not looking good. At the start, we're 0 and my team is 0-2.
It's not.
I mean, we have the weapons. It's just we don't have no leadership at quarterback. I mean, like I said, I've been suspect of Carson Wentz. Like even before we got there, it's like I don't want him there, but I understand business wise. Like him and Frank Wright, they had a working relationship. And so far right now it's not working. But can he turn it around? Good. That remains to be seen. But right now, as far as this game goes, like Tennessee with Derrick Henry, if you don't have an answer for Derrick Henry, you might as well just chill on the sideline.
Right. I just think for me, I just think that what the coach is going to do right now, and I just don't see I just believe that because Derrick Henry is like a Marshawn Lynch 2.0.
Yes,
he's like that. He's more of a traditional powerhouse type of running back.
The workhorse
dude. Yeah,
like the workhorses back from Jim Brown, like to Earl Campbell and Emmitt Smith, like those guys.
Mm-hmm. Right. Right. So yeah, I just have to give it to the Titans, even though the Colts on the defensive side are legit. They got some.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we got the defense, but
They,
just offense is suspect right now. But like I said, with Carson Wentz, like I mean, like I said, like just like with some of the other teams, we're gonna have to go through the growing pains, like going through, like I said, rebuild from the draft because we got to think about the future. And Carson Wentz is not the future.
right. No, he's not. He just can't. He's injury prone. He can't stay healthy.
I mean, think about it. During his Philly days, I mean, heck, he couldn't even take his team to the Super Bowl. Nick Foles took him to the Super Bowl, a backup, and look what,
A
yeah,
backup quarterback helped the Eagles win that Super Bowl over the Patriots.
right. And
That's
you know that had to bruise his ego. And what bruised his ego even more when Jalen Hurts came in there, when Carson got hurt, Jalen Hurts started, making some noise. They bruised his ego even more. That's like he wanted out. And Phil
right.
was willing to try to get rid of him. It's like, of course, it had to be my team that was like, hey, we'll take him off your hands. All right, good. Bye.
They said, "Way I don't like about Derrick Henry is when everyone is tired in the fourth quarter, he gets stronger."
Yeah, he's gone Super Saiyan.
He's a powerhouse. He a power. He will take advantage of that because you gotta look at it like if that defensive line is not getting enough rest time,
right,
and constantly on that field, they're gonna get tired and they're gonna get weak, and Derrick Henry is gonna just.
I gave you a prime example of that. I mean, look at the Pittsburgh Raiders game. I mean, that Pittsburgh defense was getting tired out. They were getting gassed because, like, Derek Carr, he kept throwing the deep ball. Like, there was, scoring touchdowns, like, from the pass and then just running. Just, they kept the defense after way too long. That they were getting tired. They were getting gassed. Like,
Right.
if Derrick Henry, if he does that to the Colts, I mean, that's a win for them. It's like I said, he goes Super Saiyan the stronger he gets.
Right. Yeah, you definitely right about that. You definitely right about that. Now we're gonna talk about the Chargers versus the Chiefs. What is your take of that game?
Oh, I said the Chiefs on that one.
For me, I say the Chargers, even though the Chiefs is going, I believe the Chiefs gonna probably win because they're at home, and Pat Mahomes and that elite offense.
Kelsey, you got Tyreek Hill. It's like
You can't sleep on the Chargers though. They have a good offense and a good defense. Now, do I believe they're gonna be able to stop Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelsey, Pat Mahomes? It's it's a divisional game, so it's going to be definitely a close game.
Right.
But I had to take the Chargers, because you have to pick. You have to pick. You said Big Ben needs to.
I agree. He should have been retired.
You know what? The only person I will say that's still playing and he's up there at an elite level is Tom Brady. He's 44 years old, I believe. 44.
Heck, he's a year younger than me.
And still, dude has 9 touchdowns already. He's already leading the NFL with touchdowns.
Yeah, he's the NFL's GOAT.
But as far as Big Ben, it's just
time hanging up.
Good. It's not looking good, man. And it's like they were having talks about maybe signing Cam Newton, but I just don't see how Cam Newton would help that Steelers team become a better team, a winning team. I just don't see it.
I mean, Cam, he probably signed with somebody, but Pittsburgh, that's not a good place for him. Anywhere else, yeah, he probably could do better, but Pittsburgh, no. Those fans will eat you alive.
You said if you watch Titans versus Seahawks, Titans won that game in the fourth quarter.
They won it in overtime.
Now, the New England Patriots released Cam Newton because he lost the job to Matt Jones.
Yep. He didn't show up. He didn't show up.
He didn't show up. Now, Cam Newton has been that 2015 Cam.
Mm-hmm.
because that was an MVP season, and his team actually went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, against Peyton Manning.
Yeah. Now let's talk about the Saints versus the Patriots. I had the Patriots.
I agree with
As
Patriots.
long as Bill Belichick is the head coach of that team, you can't go wrong with the Patriots. I
I
don't
mean,
care.
heck, I with the chemistry, with Mac Jones, because look at the running back core. You got James White, you got Damian Harris, who I know personally. I mean, that 1-2 punch. I mean, of course, that Patriots defense.
Are you talking about the running back? You know him personally? Oh
Yeah,
wow.
yeah. I mean, yeah, because I know his family for years.
Wow. So yeah, and unfortunately, we I hate. Unfortunately, yeah, he may have to because he just not looking.
Mm-hmm.
He's not looking right at all, man. It's just like he's not. He and if you notice these past 3-4 seasons, he has been slowly declining.
Right.
And yeah, his numbers, his percentages, all been on the downward side.
No. All right. No. Yeah. Damien
Saints
said the Saints.
upset.
Okay, it could possibly happen. Like
That could
like I
possibly
said,
happen.
I'm not selling the Saints short because hey, you got a genius in Sean Payton,
Right.
but now Jameis Winston, Alvin Kamara, that's a beast right there.
Now, this is another pick'em type of game. Toss it go the Saints way or the Patriots.
Patriots way.
Now you said, and also Cam told Patriots he's not getting advantage of that.
Well, see, that's why he lost his job.
See
that's on him.
That I didn't know. I didn't know that. Now all I knew is that he lost the quarterback job to Matt Jones, but that clearly it makes a lot of sense of why he got released. Come on, man, you gotta follow the protocols. You gotta follow the
yeah, man. Put your pride to the side.
Yeah, like I mean, I'm not gonna lie. For a while, I was hesitant about getting this COVID vaccination, but it's just like, days are gonna get. It's like if I don't, then I'm just making things worse for me, So I'm like, and it wasn't bad, It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be.
Right.
Just get, you gotta just get vaccinated. It's not worth you losing your life to COVID because Lord knows COVID has millions of people who have lost their lives because of COVID. So, what's up, Ro?
Well,
but
it's like it's like crab legs ain't beating the Pats. Now Jameis Winston is like, see, that's why I question about the Saints is about Winston's. Like, I don't know, like, you gotta think about it. You taking over where Drew Brees left off. Granted, Drew Brees was declining.
That's some big shoes to fill. That's some real big shoes to fill because we all know Drew Brees is gonna go in the Hall of Fame. He's now Eli Manning. Do I believe that he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame? To be honest with you, now Peyton Manning clearly, he's a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Right, he's already in there.
Eli, no, me personally knows because his stats just doesn't. It's not all that good to me. The only reason why he's gonna go to this Hall of Fame because of them 2 Super Bowl rings he got. Both.
You tell me. Think about it. 2-0 against Brady.
Yeah, that is true though. But other than that, I mean, and now the Giants. Yeah. So this is definitely gonna be. Now we speaking of Giants. Next, the Falcons versus the Giants. Of course, I have to go with the Giants, even though I don't like really picking anybody in the NFC East, but Washington. But I just don't. The Falcons, ever since that Super Bowl loss they suffered to the New England Patriots, they haven't been the same. They lost Julio Jones. They which been there since he got drafted.
Right.
You said I already know the Patriots going to beat us tomorrow because we're going to their house. I'll be surprised if.
We pull.
Hey, any given Sunday, any
Right,
given
it's anybody's game.
just like with James Winston, I couldn't believe in week 1. First of all, I couldn't believe how Aaron Rodgers played in week 1.
Right,
People were saying that he played like he didn't care. We all know you don't want to be in Green Bay, but you still have to do your job.
right.
You know, and I'm even more surprised that James Winston threw that many touchdowns. 5 touchdowns with no picks. When we were talking about this dude had 30 TDs, 30 interceptions, and still threw for over 5,000 yards.
Right.
You know, so but back to this Falcons versus Giants. I just believe that Saquon Barkley is going to have a real good game against that Falcons defense, and it's just like
right.
The Falcons can't be trusted. It's just like they can't keep a lead. It's just like I just don't see the Falcons beating the Giants.
Yeah.
You
So
know?
Eli saying, Damien saying Eli is back-to-back Super Bowl. Well, of course, he'll get him because of that.
Yeah.
Because of that fact alone.
How many people can say they are 2-0 against Brady in the Super Bowl? That is true, though, man.
Right.
Eli Manning, there really hasn't been another quarterback that got 2-0 against Brady other than Eli Manning.
I mean, yeah, because you got to think about it. Like when the first time they faced the Patriots in the Super Bowl, everybody picked the Patriots to win. Like everybody had their mama picked the Patriots to win, but somehow Eli pulled that miracle, like he threw that miracle pass,
right?
And after that, Plaxico, got that game-winning touchdown. I was like, it was all she wrote. But then, come years later, the matchup later in 2011. It was been all Giants, like Victor Cruz. Like, I mean, he salsa his way right into the end zone, because Eli, of course, the Giants defense did their thing. But as far as like them and the Falcons, like, I'm sorry, I'm going with the Giants on this one. The Falcons are just they're too inconsistent. Matt Ryan, he's on his way out.
We all know last season what happened to them against the Cowboys. They do that game away. They practically gave the Cowboys.
They crapped in the bed.
Yeah, and
I mean, like I said, the Falcons, like another team that they're gonna have to rebuild through the draft because, like I said, Matty Ice is melted ice.
Yeah,
I mean, he's just not.
It's just he. Now, I'm not gonna say he needs to retire. I'm not saying he needs to retire just yet. But he's better quarterback than Ben Roethlisberger.
Right, I give him that, but to me right now, Matt Ryan, his time in Atlanta is up. I'd say this will probably be the last season for him. The Falcons are either going to cut him or he'll probably be asked to be traded or leave as free agents. Like, it's going to be one of those 3 scenarios.
Right. So, here we got a big divisional matchup: Bengals versus Steelers. I know Big Ben is not gonna play, and they got only Mason Rudolph and Dwayne Haskins, which, by the way, was with Washington, which he got released because he did some stupid stuff. He violated COVID protocols multiple times.
It's all that temptation off the field. He just wasn't focused. So basically, going to Pittsburgh, he gets a second chance. Maybe to help him grow, but help him mature more.
Now, we've been in agreement with a lot that you said. Now, with this Falcons upset, no, I'm gonna have to disagree with that, man. I don't see it. I don't see.
You can't trust Matt Ryan.
Yeah, the only way they went upset the Giants is if Matt Ryan has a real good game. He has to have a real good game in order for the Falcons to have a chance to upset the Giants. But I just don't see it.
As far as like Pittsburgh and the Bengals, like, I mean, yeah, the quarterback
because I just the Cincinnati Bengals, they just not there yet. They not a contending team yet, though they have slowly improved, but they still have a lot of improvement to do.
especially at quarterback, because Joe Burrow. Because I mean, I
They'll
know
put
like
that division no time soon.
no, but like I said, like with that Pittsburgh defense, like Burrow, he's gonna be in for a long day. It's like
But Giants and Falcons gonna. It might. Shout out everybody tuning in, everybody in the
right.
chat. See y'all smash the like button, share it out, tweet it out. We're currently talking about the Bengals and Steelers.
Because like I said, like but offensively, like I mean, they can run the ball. I was like, come on, I mean, Najee Harris, them Bama boys, man, he's another beast. Don't sleep on him.
Yeah, and the Steelers actually have a running game now. They haven't had a running game since Le'Veon Bell.
Right.
Because James Conner he's just not the guy. He's
No.
he's a decent, he's okay running back. He's just not
Right.
the guy for Pittsburgh Steelers.
Right. Like I said, like with Joe Burrow at the helm with Cincinnati, like I said, this is like hopefully he can stay healthy. But after that game against the Bears, like seems like he's gonna be like under pressure even more with that Pittsburgh defense. Like they're not the Iron Curtain defense, but that defense is gonna be, like it can be surrounded by all sides, and they're gonna be rushing for him.
Right. Yeah, because Joe Burrow's gonna run for his dear life. I remember when he faced Washington last season,
Mm-hmm.
and he got injured because he was
And that was into the
like that O
season.
line is just they need to improve that O line to protect him, because if they don't, he's gonna continue suffering major injuries, and it's just gonna just slowly decline
Mm-hmm.
his play.
Uncle Rico says, "Yeah, you can't trust Uncle Rico over here in New York either." It's like, and he's still partying at the club. But that's a go. But speaking of that situation about like the O line not protected, I give you two examples. One of them was Andrew Luck and the Colts. Like that, I mean, like Andrew Luck suffered so many. Like he got so lack of protection.
Right.
He got nailed so many times because the O line was not protected. But up until that one season where he came back, he had a great season. It's like, hey, like put all our draft picks in protecting this guy.
Right.
All right. The other example is like way back in 2002 with David Carr when he was with the Texans. I mean, this dude it was just sack city. Like every game he suffered so many sacks and things like that. It was just things were never the same for him, even when he went to different teams.
Right.
He still has that trauma, like all these defenses rushing at him. You can never shake that out of his head. It's like, that's a dude. I was like, dude, you're not the starter, like things like that. But yeah, it's like, like you come into the league, it's like, hey, you drafted this quarterback. He's supposed to be your future, but yet you don't have any protection around her. It's like your future's already doomed at the get go.
Like, and it's like he's a good coach, but it's just like that Cincinnati's not giving him the protection that he needs.
Yeah, some of the front office better do their damn job. Give this man some protection.
For real, man. Then we're gonna talk about, and then he said, yo, Sinister, I got a question. How did Carlson injure both of his ankles?
I don't know what he did.
That's what I want to know, man. Because
I don't know what
we were talking about that in Big Screen yesterday.
I mean, it seems like he can't scramble, so he probably broke both his ankles.
Damn, man. Because I remember 2015, I suffered I was in a car accident.
Mm-mm.
Where but it is crazy thing now. February 23rd, 2015 to be exact. I remember that day like it was yesterday. It was on a Monday. I was getting off work and I was headed home. And I see these now, and this is why y'all should have one earbud in, one earbud out, because I took that earbud out. I heard a weird noise. So I look up and I'm like, I see two cars colliding. Next thing you know, one car flew upside down and skied on the side where I was walking on. And then by the time I tried to avoid it, I was already in the midst of the accident. and I caught the side
Mm.
end of the accident.
Mm.
Where it was flying debris. I didn't even. Everything happened so fast. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that that this happened. But what I do know was that I knew I suffered an injury because I was limping when I got up, limping to the bench when I got up. So I didn't even know that it was another person involved in this accident. But he got hit harder than I did. He got the big bulk of the big portion of the accident. And everybody was running to him because he was by the bus stop where the bus stop got destroyed. So they ended up taking him to a Maryland hospital where unfortunately he died. And took me to the hospital in DC where they did testing and x-rays and kind of figure out what's the cause of the injury. They said it was a left ankle sprain injury. So I had to use these crunches, man, and I didn't like them. So I had to take the whole rest of that week off because I suffered that left ankle sprain. Could be on my ankle like that. But I also didn't want to use them crunch. So I said I gotta put pressure on the ankle, because you're not doing yourself any good of just resting, not putting any type of activity in your left ankle. You gotta put pressure. If you can't just rely on just resting it. It's not gonna work like that. So then lawyer, we had a settle. We sued the dude that caused the accident. I hate that. It was a life during the situation. I could have lost my life.
Right.
But I was happy to still be alive. But at the same time, I was saddened
But somebody
by
lost theirs.
guys that he lost his life. He didn't deserve to lose his life, but this dude that was driving was on some type of drug where he was just, his mind was gone, wasn't even focused at all or anything. So I know what it's like to suffer an ankle injury. It's not, it deterred my speed.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, one thing about injuries is that once you suffer an injury, them injuries linger.
Right.
Them injuries linger. And it's like suffering, I never heard of anybody that suffered injuries on both of their ankles. That's just, I hear a lot of people suffering a ankle injury, but
both?
Yeah, I don't know how he did that. But
So it's first time for something.
right. So then you got the Cardinals and the Jaguars. Of course, I have the Cardinals.
Same here. Like J.J. Watt and that defense, like Colin Murray doing his thing.
I just don't see. I see Kyler Murray having a hell of a game, having a field day against that Jacksonville Jaguars defense. DeAndre Hopkins, AJ Green gonna go crazy, and I don't trust the Jacksonville Jaguars.
No, that would Trevor Lawrence, like we mentioned earlier, he's going through his growing pains. Just
right, and once again, we talking about another quarterback, Trevor Lawrence, that doesn't have
the resources around him,
action, or any like playmakers or whatsoever. So he's in growing pains. He's running for his dear life. So it's like, I clearly have the Cardinals over the Jacksonville Jaguars. What's your take on that game?
I mean, like I said, like with Trevor, like I said, we both agreed that he's going through his growing pains. He just doesn't have the resources right now. Right. Now the Cardinals, I mean, that's a sleeper. You can't sleep on the Cardinals because, like I said, Kyler Murray, like on both sides of the ball, defensive, they're fine. They're fine on defense. I like what Kyler Murray, like I said, like you got him, you got Hopkins. Like, shoot, if you can't cover Watkins, you're in trouble.
Right.
I mean, it's just Jacksonville. Like I said, I mean, Kyler Murray, he's gonna have a great game against them. But
yeah, because my fantasy football team, like this season, is I have DeAndre Hopkins. Like I have practically like three of the best wide receivers in the NFL. Like DeAndre Hopkins, Justin Jefferson, and Tyler Lockett.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's funny because unfortunately I have Joe Burrow as my quarterback now because Tua is out. So I may, if he's still available, I may have to
Mm-hmm.
go. I may have to drop to good. I just don't. I don't have faith in the Dolphins. Even though the Dolphins have improved, I just don't. It just Tua. He's just starting to get injury prone,
Right.
and it's just like I'm just surprised that nobody has picked up that I know of has picked up Teddy Bridgewater, but I may pick him up. But
You better steal him quick.
yeah, yeah. But here's another. Obviously, here's an obvious game right here: Jets versus the Broncos. Broncos, because I mean, when it comes to Jets, I just don't have a lot. I don't have a lot to say about the Jets. I just feel like the Broncos Melvin Gordon is gonna go crazy. Teddy Bridgewater is gonna have, I say, like a mid 200-yard passing yard game. He may have a couple of rushing touchdowns. He may go for uh, 4 TDs. Um, that's just how much faith I have in the Broncos. What's your take? What would you say about the Jets versus the Broncos?
Oh well, I'm gonna hold off on the Broncos. I'm gonna focus on the Jets right now. Because like with Zach Wilson, I mean, yeah, I know he's the number 2 pick, but sometimes he needs to start putting a little bit more effort in there. Because like I said, that game against the Patriots, that was pathetic. I
Yeah,
mean, he just kept throwing the balls to the wrong. It's like, dude, you have plenty of times. Like, I know there's times you get rushed, but throw the ball away. Don't throw it to the other team. It get easy to pick it off. This isn't Tecmo Bowl where you can just stand in front of the guy and just pick the ball all day.
right. That's just
Um,
crazy.
yeah, but what the Broncos, like I said, with Teddy Bridgewater, things are looking up for them. I mean, like I said, like Teddy Bridgewater's like, I said, this dude does not they don't give him enough credit. It's like, I mean, yeah, like some of the teams he's on, he's done great, things like that. But I know some of the teams is like, I mean, he had less to work with, but I mean, he had to make do what he had.
Mm-hmm.
But like in this case, like, I mean, everything's in the Broncos' favor with this one. But it's like I said, the Jets, they're too suspect.
Right.
Just like we mentioned earlier, I like one of those teams will have to go, rebuild through the draft.
Right. So let's talk about the Dolphins versus the Raiders. Now we know Tua is not going to play in that game. Jacoby Brissett will be starting for the
He used
Miami
to,
Dolphins.
yeah, he used to play
I
for
have
us.
the Las Vegas Raiders. I just and let's talk about Raiders for a few minutes. Like the Raiders are going to be one of the most surprising teams in the NFL.
Right.
I really believe that. I mean, look at the dubs they have gotten so far.
Right.
And that dub against Pittsburgh, man, that was a huge dub in Pittsburgh. I
And
believe that,
yeah, beat him at home.
right. Shout out to Derek Carr, man. He's finally getting the praise and acknowledgement that and recognition that he should have been gotten. But
Right.
the Raiders just hasn't been a winning team for a while. But now they are starting to win. And Derek Carr, I think he's one of the 4 quarterbacks right now that I can't think of the stat where he go for over like 800 passing yards, and there's another stat this season, but he's one of the first 4 quarterbacks to do that. I just believe that the Raiders is a better overall team. I believe that Josh Jacobs. I mean, cause look what they got. They got Josh Jacobs. They got
I know he's hurt right now, but
Carr.
you got Ruggs the third.
You got Henry. You got Harry. You got Ruggs the third. You got Darren Waller, which I believe is
Waller, yes.
where I'm at. Well, I mean, which he's from the DMV, by the way. And to me, he's possibly a top 5 tight end. So yeah, I just see that, and then and they at home. It's just like
Mm-hmm.
that I just trust their car. The way the Raiders have been playing
Okay.
these past couple of games, I see the winning streak continuing. Now,
I agree with you on this one. Like,
right,
I mean, Tua got hurt. It was unfortunate, but at the same time, things are looking up for the Raiders. Like I said, like that was that surprising upset with Pittsburgh because I watched that game.
right,
I mean, like I said, Carr, he was sitting there wearing down the defense, like with Ruggs, with Waller, like they were wearing him down. Like, I mean, yeah, there was some hiccups, like he fumbled the ball, but they're able to get it back. But still, they found a way to win.
right,
Things like that. But Tua, I mean, that injury to him is unfortunate. So yeah, I mean, the Dolphins, they're gonna be in for a long day.
right. And now this next game right here is probably going to be the game of the week, highly anticipated game, Bucks versus Rams. Now, I picked the Bucks, but even though this is another pick'em type of game, it could go either way. But
Mm-hmm.
I just never go against Tom Brady. It's just like I just don't see. Now, I'm not saying the Rams can't win this game, but I just Tom Brady, he's real good at reading defenses,
You're right.
good or bad. So I just believe that Tom Brady is gonna have a good game.
Right.
He's gonna have a 300 passing yard game.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna go for at least 4 TDs. He may have one interception, but that's my take of the he then Leonard Fournette.
Mm-hmm.
AB's not gonna play because he's on the COVID list, but still got Mike Evans and he still got uh, Godwin and
Mm-hmm.
all these.
It's Gronk got Gronk at
Yeah, still
tight
got
end
Gronk too. Like you know, because Brady and Gronk is gonna go down in history to be the best
duo.
back tight end duel. Now Phillip Rivers and Antonio Gates, once upon a time, that they was the best quarterback tight end duel. But
Mm.
clearly Rivers is no longer playing, and neither is Antonio Gates. So um, now, if I had to predict a score for this game, I would say, uh, I'll say 34 to 34 to 27, something like that.
Right.
What's your take of this game?
All right. I mean, I would say the Bucks will win, but however, like with the Rams,
Mm-hmm.
if you have no answer for Donald, you're in for a fight. But yeah, but like you said, like Brady, he's good at reading defenses.
Right.
And of course, Brady has many weapons on offense, so I mean, he has no trouble there.
Right.
Now, like for the Bucks defense, don't give like Stafford any motivation because
Right.
he has weapons on his side too. So
Right. That is true. That is true. Now, but see, we all know that Tom Brady always been a stationary quarterback.
right,
So it's like he's not a threat outside the pocket. He
no,
stays in the pocket. He's stationed in the pocket. So if Aaron Donald can apply enough pressure, which they're gonna probably end up trying to double teaming him,
mm-hmm.
but I just believe that Aaron Donald is smart enough to maneuver that double team and apply
Mm-hmm.
that pressure against Tom Brady. But yeah, it can go either way. And then,
Oh yeah, because before you move on, I mean, yeah, you gotta think about Brady. He's gonna throw in those short passes because, like, as soon as he
right,
hikes that ball, he has like a few seconds. He sees somebody open, whoop, short pass. Then he'll go for a long one towards the end.
right. Oh yeah, definitely. Like Tom Brady, he's gonna go down to be one of the greatest quarterbacks the NFL has ever seen. He's
Yep,
definitely a Hall of Fame quarterback. His resume says
speaks
it
for.
all.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he has all of these. He accomplished all these milestones, and he got all these Super Bowl rings. I believe he could possibly get another. He could possibly win the Super Bowl. The Bucks could possibly win the Super Bowl again this season.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they practically brought everybody back from last season,
Yep.
which you very rarely see. Because a lot of times they always like, we can't sign. There's always gonna be that one person they not gonna be able to sign. But the
Yeah,
Bucks,
because you only have so much cap room.
right? You only have so much cap space, cap salary or whatever.
Yeah, it's the thing. It's like if you don't have any draft picks, like you should be fine cash wise. But they say, hey, look, I mean, we probably have to free up some money for next year. It's like, hey, we got to think about who's still under contract, like whose contract is going to expire. So,
Right.
I mean, this was one of those kind of decisions. Like, hey, we have to cut somebody here and there, or may have to trade, this just to free up some, cap room.
Right.
It's like one of those things you got to deal with the offseason. But yeah, it's great. You bring that same core back. They have that same chemistry. So basically, everybody knows what to do and when to do it.
Right. Right. Exactly. Now we're gonna go to the Seahawks and the Vikings. Now, we know. Now we know the Vikings. They suffered that nail biting loss to the Cardinals, but I believe that they're gonna bounce back at home against the Seattle Seahawks because the Seattle Seahawks is another team that they always had that elite offense,
Right.
but they just don't have they once upon a time had elite defense too.
Yeah.
But it's not like the best defense they had was back in 2012 when
the Legion of Boom.
Legion of Boom when they had Richard Sherman, Cam Chancellor, Earl
Wagner,
yeah, and Wright, and but now it's like, I just don't trust their defense. Like I always trust their offense, but I just believe that Kirk Cousins is going to because I remember when he was in Washington, I remember he pulled an upset against Seattle. We went up to Seattle and won that game. I just believe that the Vikings is going to win, but this is another toss-up game. It can go either way. So, what is your thought? What do you think about this game, the Seattle Seahawks versus
the Vikings? I'm gonna have to go with Seattle on this one because, like, Cousins. I mean, I know he has his struggles, like because even with that last loss, but I just can't trust him right now and things like that. But I mean, don't get me wrong, the Vikings they have some weapons, but so does Seattle as well. But as far as like who's gonna win, I have to probably pick Seattle on this one.
Right. That's and again, I'm not saying that because of course Seattle can go up to Minnesota and get the dub because Russell Wilson is that good of a quarterback, but Minnesota has playmakers on their offensive sets.
Exactly.
On that team.
Right.
I just don't see Seattle like the problem has always been their defensive front. It's always been that it's their secondary. Their cornerbacks, their secondary. That's been an issue. And you said screw those.
Let's go those Seahawks 30.
Hey, man. Hey, you gotta see. You gotta pull. You gotta pick some upsets, man. You gotta pick some upsets.
I mean, we know upsets are gonna happen. It's like it's hard to see who you see is gonna pull that upset. That remains to be seen.
Right. Yeah, that's true, man. That is true. And then here's going to be a Sunday night football game right here. Packers versus 49ers. What's your take on that game?
Oh, that's a good one. Like, I mean, that one can go either way. But as for the Packers, it depends what version of Aaron Rodgers shows up.
Right.
If he shows up ready to play, ready to fight, and ready to win, I'll say the Packers will win this game. But however, if Aaron starts struggling, be inconsistent, then it's going to go to the 49ers way, and they can start making some noise and stuff like that. But yeah, but as far as this game go, I have to go with the Niners.
I agree with you. This is another pick 'em type of game. It can go either way, and I know that Aaron Rodgers had his shortcomings with playing in San Francisco.
Right.
I know it's a struggle for him, but I just, Aaron Rodgers, he's a bad man, and
Mm-hmm.
I believe we're gonna get the Aaron Rodgers that real good Aaron Rodgers that we seen this past Monday night, and not the week 1 Aaron Rodgers. We're gonna get the week 2 Aaron Rodgers for this game. It's definitely gonna be a good game. Now, 49ers is depleted on both sides of the ball, especially the defensive side. They done lost numerous people.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't see the 49ers. Now, they have a good defensive front, but their secondary, their cornerbacks, that's their weakness in the defense.
Right.
But they got a good defensive front line, so but they got Devontae Adams, they got Randall Cobb, they got Aaron Jones, which had a phenomenal both rushing and receiving game against the Lions this past Monday. Yeah, like I said, it can go either way. It can go either way. Now, finally, Monday Night Football game, Eagles versus Cowboys, NFL East division matchup. You said Rodgers don't want to be. Yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't. But
right.
But until you go to another thing, you still have to care. You still have to do your job. You can't sit there and play like some trash and sell your team because you don't want to be in Green Bay. We all know you don't want to be in Green Bay, but until a trade happens, until your wish is granted, you have to do your job.
Exactly.
But
I mean, don't be like that guy who's a cancer in the locker room.
Right. But I have to go with the Eagles on this one. I just don't like. I know this is gonna be a tough, close game. It's NFC East. The Eagles and Cowboys always play hard. But I just don't. The Cowboys defense is now they have a better defensive coordinator than Quinn.
Right.
But I still don't see the Cowboys and remind you, they don't have Randall Griffin. They're not gonna have DeMarcus Lawrence. He suffered a broken foot. He's gonna be out for 6 to 8 weeks. So that's a huge hit to the Cowboys defense because that's technically their best defensive piece. So without DeMarcus Lawrence, the Cowboys defense is doomed. I believe that Miles Sanders is going to have a good game. I believe that Jalen Hurts is going to have a mid 200 passing yard game. He may throw for like 3 touchdowns. May have an interception, but I still think he's going to have a good game. Not saying that like the Cowboys. What's going on, Robbie? How you doing, man?
What up, Robbie?
Make sure y'all smash that like button, share it out.
Robbie in the building.
Yeah, Robbie in the building. I'm not saying that the Cowboys can't beat the Eagles because they can probably on the offensive side, but defensively, I just don't see it. So what is your take on the Eagles versus Cowboys?
I mean, this is going to be interesting because, they're both going through the struggles. Like, I know Jalen Hurts, this is going to be his first season, going against their divisional rival, full season, as a starter.
Right.
Yeah, I know the last game they struggled, but the Cowboys, they struggled against Brady, but they came back and beat the Chargers. But Dak Prescott, if he can stay focused, he can beat the Eagles. But you're right about the Cowboys defense. They're going to be in for a long night. If Jalen Hurts sees sees a side of weakness, he's going to take advantage of that.
You got to look at Jalen Hurts is a mobile quarterback. He's not stationary. He going to use them feet as an advantage to kill that Cowboys defense because
Mhm.
he knows they don't have DeMarcus Lawrence.
Right.
So without that,
I mean, yeah, because like,
I know they
Mhm.
transitioned Mike Parsons from linebacker to defensive end, and that was a good transition. But still, I don't see the Cowboys winning this game.
Yeah, Damon said, I don't trust the Dallas kicker or the defense, but I don't trust said Nick Sirianni. So I don't play calls either. That Philly special was stupid. Yeah, but like I said, this game could go either way. I mean,
And it's a
just to be
50-50
real.
with this game. Yeah, yeah. So
Uh, yeah, I think we both agree Philly.
right, right. So for people that's watching or that's in the chat that don't know about your channel, what's your channel is? Tell people some things about your channel. Like, what's your channel about?
About basically about Sinister Tarheel. Like for me, it's all about like I'm all about retro gaming because I started gaming in the '80s, and
Right,
so basically I bring the old and the new. But lately I got like different things on my channel. Like I got fighting game Fridays. Like I showcase different like fighting games. Of course, I don't commentate on those. I let the gameplay speak for itself. I
right,
also have like gaming anniversary, which I call game anniversaries. And basically, I detail certain games like they came out during this time and how much it's impacted gaming over the years, how popular it is, like how fun it is, things like that. I'll give you a prime example. Like for November, it's Halo because it's on its 20th anniversary. So basically, that's one of the things I'll be highlighting. But uh, yeah, like feel free to go by my channel. You can check it out. I got some playlists like game anniversaries. I have one for Fighting Game Friday. I also have another segment on there. It's called Retro Rebound. That's like the one I'll talk about the retro games. How much has impacted me over the years.
mm-hmm.
And I also have like one. It's called Backlog, and it's like games I never got a chance to play, during this time it came out. But basically, I'm giving it shine now. Like I just details what I like or don't like about it. So I mean, yeah, just feel free to drop on over.
Just like for me, for example, like for example, like I'm a live player. I mean,
Hmm.
they live play. Like for example, like I know that the server's probably been shut down,
Hmm.
but I never got a chance to play live 15 or 16.
Right.
And it's like, of course, live 14 was probably the most tragic live game. But
Hmm.
EA Sports has been known to make some of the greatest sports games we ever played and seen. Like we talking about NBA Street,
Yes.
NFL Street, FIFA Street, the fight.
NHL stream. Yeah. Like Dev Jam Fight for New York. I mean, just it was just great. It was phenomenal. Like, as far as like sport games go, like to me, like one of my favorite football games is basically NFL 2K5. Like, it put a major hit on Madden. But to me, after that, like when Madden got that NFL license, like that's when it started going downhill for me. I was like, I mean, I just seen like Madden just continued to decline in popular. I mean, not just popular, but declining like visually and gameplay wise. Like it seems like to me, it's like the same cut and paste thing. Like it's like you're not improving on the game. You're not making it innovative enough for me, like to make a purchase.
And
But
I know they just came out with Madden 22, which I now, um, first of all, like I've had, you said speaking of video games, what's your thoughts on Mario having another movie? I didn't
yeah,
even
go
know.
ahead.
I didn't even know that Mario come out with a new movie.
Yeah, it's animated. It was like announced on the Nintendo Direct. But my thoughts on it. If it's gonna be better than that live version of that trash that we got back in the '90s, I was like, but I'd say it probably do better a little bit. But as far as the cast go, you got Chris Pratt as Mario. Was like, no, you got Star Lord as voice of Mario. Then you got Jack Black as Bowser. I don't. That has to remain. Look, we got to see some clips of it, like like
Yeah, we gotta see
whenever
a
it drops.
trailer or something. But
Right.
but yeah, like you know, um, like for me, like I originally created my YouTube. For one, always had a love passion for video games since I was little.
Hmm.
And I remember my first game system was a PlayStation 1. I
Right.
remember when my grandma was still able to work, one of her colleagues had a PlayStation 1 with all these games.
Uh-huh.
Pretty much brought that from him to give to me. And I had that for a while. And yeah, PlayStation had came a long way, especially
Just
with their CDs and how you insert CDs now. Because back in the PlayStation 1, it was so freaking easy, too easy to open up.
hmm I mean, heck, I mean, that's been around for 27 years, back in
Right.
94.
So here's a funny story. Like my sister Diamond at the time was a baby.
Uh-huh.
She didn't know that it was a she didn't know, so she didn't know it was a PlayStation. She didn't know it was a game system. She thought it was a piggy bank.
Uh-huh.
So she added, so she put pennies in the game system. And I'm like, that's tough. So that was the end of that system. So since then, I've owned every PlayStation console with the exception of the VR, the Vita, the PSP. I don't have the PS1, both versions of PS2, the PS3, and now currently PS4, and then the PS5. I'll eventually get that.
Right. I
Um,
mean, as for me, like my brother, like I started gaming because of him. Like, like during I came from an era where arcades were still king. We go out, put money in,
yeah,
we play
miss
for
them
five
days,
minutes.
man. Miss them arcade days, man.
Yeah, because like as far as like playing at home, I mean, he had the Atari, so basically, look at there was two controls the times we be playing because hey, those were humble beginnings, but I mean, and of course, years later, it had the NES.
Mm-hmm.
Um, as far as like I had different systems. Like for me, I don't like to stick to one system.
Right.
I had like
I also had on Nintendo game, some Nintendo. So overall, always been a PlayStation, Nintendo player fan. I had on the Game Boy Color,
uh-huh.
Game Boy Advance SP. That little
Yeah, I had that thing. It looks like a compact.
look like a little laptop, little baby laptop. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, man. Like I never really been big on Xbox. I just don't. I just really there's a lot of limitations with Xbox. They don't have all the games that PlayStation has. And um, have you played Splitgate?
No, I haven't played that yet, but
You should
well,
play
speaking of,
because a lot of people.
Mhm.
I like it. I like it. Now they haven't come with the full game yet. They still had the beta,
Right,
but for them, but I was reading on Twitter that they surpassed 10 million downloads, and this is the beta. So,
right,
but you could imagine when the full game comes out, because this game reminds you of Halo and Portal.
right.
I would have never thought. I was waiting for PlayStation to make a Halo type of game, make their own Halo version game.
I mean, but actually, you guys had their own version of Halo. Of course, that was Killzone, but now, mind you, like for anybody out there, like when Killzone first dropped, one of their lines they said like, "This is the Halo killer," and then you can
Oh,
remember Halo was still popular back then. But as far as like getting on Xbox, like even current today, I'm an Xbox fan, but as far as like I play everything else, like I mean, what I like about PlayStation are their exclusives. Nintendo, same thing, they're exclusives.
right.
I mean, for me, like Xbox, like they had like when it comes to online, it's better because
Mm-hmm.
with Xbox Live, it's like I have better connectivity. I can sit and play with my friends and stuff a lot. Uh, on the Sony side, like the PlayStation 3, when it had its online, it was free. I
Right.
know the Spider, it had some hiccups, but still, like, hey, it was free at the time. But I mean, for me, like, when it comes to PlayStation, when it comes to single player games, that's what I like about it. It's like, I mean, I enjoy their, games like, the God of Wars, for example, the Uncharted. Just to throw them after. Now, Xbox, they have their own exclusives as well. Like, especially the OG one, they had a lot of exclusives, but up until now, they're only cut it down to 3. But I'm sure they're going to start to create more things like that. They're bringing Fable back. There's a mention of Perfect Dark coming back. I mean, which is really cool. But Like overall, like what the PlayStation systems, like I remember when the PS1 dropped, I was like in college when it dropped. I mean,
Right.
I was like playing the PS1. I was able to rent it from the video stores when video stores were still up. And one of the first games I rented was Tekken because I joined the arcade and played the heck out of it.
Man,
Oh, the the
like I miss like back then arcades would be big, man. I used to nothing was better than playing games at an arcade.
that
I'm
was a real social
playing,
network.
playing Blitz and playing Tekken and playing Mortal
NBA Jam.
Kombat. NBA Jams, which by the way, they call that NBA Playgrounds now, which I got both the first and the second one of that. But
Right.
yeah, man, like you know, it's just I wish arcades still popping, but now it's like we're in an era where
I mean, arcade. I mean, yeah. Here in the states, arcades are dead, but if you go over to Japan, arcades are still alive over there.
oh yeah, definitely, like definitely, man,
Um, I mean, like you mentioned, like you broke it down, like you had like a lot of the PlayStation systems.
yeah,
For me, I have like PS1s all the way up until PS5. I had the PSP, but the only one I didn't touch was the Vita. It's like, I mean, I tried it out. Don't get me wrong, but it's just it underperformed
right,
because like it's like the mistake Sony made was trying to compete against Nintendo in the handheld market. Like Nintendo had the handheld market on lock with the Game Boy, the
oh yeah,
3DS.
they're not gonna
Uh,
be, see that's the thing with PlayStation, like PlayStation, they have made some real good game consoles. It's just handheld. That's just not their strength. They're not clearly Nintendo has taken over the handheld world as
right,
far as gaming goes. Um, Now I haven't owned a handheld device
right,
in a long time. The last handheld console I had was the Game Boy Advance SP. I remember I used to love playing Yu-Gi-Oh on there.
right,
Love Yu-Gi-Oh is by far my favorite anime. I still to this day still watch all the Yu-Gi-Ohs.
right,
The like it never gets old to me. It never like right now I'm just looking at the right now been looking at the original Yu-Gi-Oh where they was in the Battle City days and
mm-hmm.
you know they remember when they had that special match where
Yes,
semifinal where basically that was crazy and if you ask me which personality or like skill set as far as the trading card game do I have, I probably would say Joey.
uh-huh.
That's probably because I'm an okay duelist, but it's like I have Yu-Gi-Oh games on my PlayStation, but it's like man, I have faced against some real good duelists that know their stuff because it's like with the game of Yu-Gi-Oh, you have to learn, you have to have a balance in your deck.
Right,
You have to have monsters, magic, traps, spell cards. You can't have an all monster deck. You're not gonna win like that. And it's just like I remember when they was in a virtual world and
mm-hmm.
Noah, but everybody thought Noah was the enemy, but it really wasn't Noah.
Right,
It really was his dad.
mm-hmm.
His dad made him that evil type of kid.
Right,
And it's just I couldn't imagine going through what he had to go through, knowing that you technically look the same as in that picture of you and your dad.
right,
And it's just like, man, it's just like Yugi was he was nearly undefeated.
right,
He very rarely lost. Like I remember he lost to Seto Kaiba in Duelist Kingdom.
mm-hmm.
He could have won that, but he just was the bigger person. And
Right,
then also one of the toughest losses was between that very last episode, that very last season, where they had to part ways. That where young little Yuki had to face the older Yuki. That was tough. But then the one he faced against Raphael,
Uh-oh.
the Silo on Conco's, that was like, because that Silo on Conco, that I knew that when I first seen that episode, I knew that when Raphael gave Yuki that card, I knew that he put Yuki in a place that he didn't have no choice.
Right.
I know he didn't want to play it, but it's like you really don't have no choice. And that's still on Conco's is pretty OP, because all your monsters that's you summon, they get a 500 point boost in their attack points. So it was just like that. Ray Raphael beat him with only 100 points left.
Right.
That spirit, that monster he had, that spell where he gained every attack points from all the monsters and Yuki's Rayard, that was crazy. I couldn't believe that.
I mean, I can share you a memory. All right, it's like during the NES times, like back when Teppo Bowl, of course, Teppo Super Bowl, of course, I did an anniversary video on that. Of course, that's coming in December. But
right.
Anyway, but when those two games came out, like it was fun. Like, you know, we had a bunch of friends come over, everybody be competing. It's like, I mean, it's done like playing like those old school games like that. Like, you know, like everybody, like anybody that picks the Raiders, like, you know, they picked it for one reason: Bo Jackson. Right. And like Bo knows, like, oh yeah, because like there's times like you could use like any team. Like times I use the Giants. The thing is, if you use Lawrence Taylor, you know, he would stop you from making an extra point because he'll zoom right to that kicker, you know, make sure you ain't get no extra points off. But like, I mean, just during that time, like guys were just talking trash. Like, it's like, oh man, you suck, and you ain't gonna beat me. But when Teppo Super Bowl came out, it took that game to a whole nother level. You got all the teams, all the big stars at the top: Barry Sanders, Emmitt Smith, like I said, Lawrence Taylor, Marcus Allen. I mean, just the list goes on and on. Like Montana to Rice, like it was just so many options. You could, I mean, that game you could choose your own plays. You can like switch in like players in and out. And it's like, oh my goodness, this game was so bad. It's like I said on Nintendo, like the other sports games on there, like Teppo Bowl to me is number one. And like as far as basketball goes, like Double Dribble, that's cool on there. But up until that time, I got the Genesis. There was a series called Lakers versus Celtics. That was great on there, but even though it hasn't aged as well because like the way it plays, it moves so slow. But to me, I had fond memories of it. You know, then of course that's the series that that birthed the NBA Live series that a lot of people know about. It was cool playing them on the Genesis on cartridge. Then able to play it on PlayStation. It was even better on PlayStation and PC during that time. And things like. But I do have one question to you. What is your favorite PlayStation system, and what is your least favorite?
My favorite PlayStation is the PS4. I really been enjoying playing this PS4. It's funny because when I had got this PS4, because I was waiting for a good time to get it.
Right.
So I remember I got it on Black Friday when it was a little over $100 at a GameStop. What I did was clearly my least favorite PlayStation was a PS3 because I traded that in for the PS4. So it's a little over $100, man. That was a good deal because I've been wanting to get a PS4 for so long, but I didn't have the money to get it. And then when they had that deal, I had to take advantage of that deal.
Right.
So, what would you say is your most favorite game console that you ever owned, and your least favorite game console that you ever owned?
All right. Well, I said the least favorite I had.
Yeah,
that's a good one. But I mean, as far as my favorite, it's just that's an even tougher one because like the ones I had were really cool. Like if I had to choose one that was cool, I'll say the Super Nintendo. I mean, it's just like the game, like the colors, the graphics, the sounds. Like, I mean, the Mode 7. I mean, it was just those games look amazing. But I say the least favorite I used to own was, of course, it was a handheld, like the Game Gear. I mean, that thing drains your batteries with a quickness. I mean, I remember picking it up from a
Here,
pawn shop,
wow,
and some of the games on there were there's like a few that I like, but after a while, I mean, you're basically better off playing that game through the wall than playing with batteries because like six AAA battery, I mean double A batteries, it's gonna be gone in a few minutes.
wow, that's crazy. That is crazy. So what was your first? What was the first game console you ever owned?
The first one that I owned that wasn't bought at a pawn shop, I see the PS2.
PS2. Now, did you get? Now there was two versions. You gotta give me. There was two.
I had the OG unit.
There
I
was
didn't get the I
a
didn't get
big
the slim.
version. Okay, because I had gotten both versions. Because I know first version I had, got something happened to it, and I had to end up getting another PS2, the slim one.
I mean, yeah, because I mean during the time like when I got that PS2, like the Dreamcast was pretty much dead in the water. So I had to pick up some like a lot of since Sega's about to go third party. Like a lot of their games, been on multiple units. Like when I got the PS2, I mean I was in love with it. Like got a DVD player, and some of the games I picked up were great. I mean, then of course, I mean whoever thought it's going to be the best selling console of all time.
Right.
I mean, out of all the systems, like all five generation, well, not generation, like all five systems, PS2 is done the best. Now, performance wise, I mean, I would say PS4 out of all the units because I'll tell you what, but other than the PS2 being my favorite, my least favorite out of that bunch is the PS3. Like some of the games, like there
Yeah.
was some hiccups on there.
Because here's how I got the PS3.
Mm-hmm.
My grandmother, for some reason, she had a PS3 in her place that she, because my grandma wasn't into video games, but she knew I was into video games, so she was like, okay, so that's how I basically got the PS3. Yeah, that was my least favorite. I really wasn't the biggest fan of that. But the PS4, I currently I have this PS4 for I think like 4, almost 5 years now. But I'll eventually get the PS5. It's just, most likely it'll probably tax time. That's
Yeah,
main.
yeah, because like whenever the PS5 gets in the stores, like take advantage with it quick, like get it with the quickness, do what you have to do to get it. Because I mean, how I got lucky is like my wife, like her brother, he had a PS5, but he was going to sell it. So I hit him up. It's like, how much you selling it for? And he gave me a good price on it. It's like, hey, I get off work tomorrow. I go by the bank, get you the money, stick them out my house and drop it off. Right. Lo and behold, I got that along with the Series X. Yeah. Right. I mean, but I think with the PS5 right now, like I said, the only cons I have against it is like one is the storage. I mean, I know now you can get like that heat sink with the SSD drive to expand your space, but to me, they should have had that in there at the get go. And another thing is the backwards compatibility, because I wish that you could go back to previous generations of PlayStation and get those on. So that's the only advantage that Xbox has on their side, because you can go back to OG Xbox One up until now. You can play those games. Plus, you get a free upgrade. Right. And of course, like from the showcase, like the Sony showcase, like I think one of the news when they talked about Horizon Forbidden West, like, hey, if you buy that game, a lot of people call that out. It's like, hey, why should we pay this extra money for a free upgrade? Like, if we get the PS4, we got to upgrade why can't we just upgrade the PS5 for free? So basically, they got some blowback from that. It's like, I said, hey, like, get on PS4, get the PS5 free upgrade. But Jim Ryan, he came out and said, like here on out, like the future exclusives, if you buy it on PS4, it's like a $10 upgrade for PS5 for free. It's like, I mean, that's anti-consumerism. That's what I don't like. That's the same thing like Nintendo is doing because I watched their direct. They're doing the same thing with their online, like not on the Switch. Their online system is trash. You have to use something like this to chat with your buddies with. Who wants to use their phone to chat with their buddies with instead of using something like this, like on Xbox and Sony?
Yeah, they need to fix that because that doesn't make any sense at all. Like you see a lot of these other game consoles, you don't have to use your phone in the chat. Like, wow. Yeah,
I mean, that's just ridiculous. And plus, they have these wireless controllers because now they added N64 games along with Sega Genesis games. They released like these wireless controllers separately. They're like $50. I was like, man, that's a ripoff. Like, that's what I'm saying, anti-consumerism.
Wow, that's crazy. That is definitely crazy. So how long have you had your YouTube channel?
15 years.
Yeah, because for me, I had my YouTube channel 2011, but at the time I didn't know what I wanted to do.
Same with me back 26, back in 06.
Yeah, like I didn't like 2019. I was like, okay, I just know what I exactly want to do, gaming, because clearly I have a love passion for video games. So I'm like, why not take it to YouTube, which I needed. But mainly, I've been doing other content because I just, me personally, I just believe in variety. I just believe that you got to get out your comfort zone at times and do other content because people it already comfortable with you doing gaming, but eventually they're gonna
get bored of it.
They're gonna get bored of it, and they're gonna be okay. Are you gonna do anything else other than gaming? That's just me.
Right.
You know, I see you always have fighting games and stuff because fighting games is one of my favorite kind of games to play. Now, a while back, cause I know you're more familiar with Streets of Rage, than me. Now I got two, but it's like that can be really pretty intense. That because because it's like I think I tried just about all the fighters. Some is faster than others. What's your take of that series, the Streets of Rage series?
I mean, because playing like 1 through 4, I mean, 2's my favorite, along with followed by 4, then 1. 3's been my least favorite. I just when I was playing it, I wasn't feeling the storyline and like the gameplay. I just wasn't feeling as well. But when I was able to had a chance to play the Japanese version of it, the Japanese version of Streets of Rage 3 was a whole lot better than the American version.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
that's crazy. Because yeah, man, I had this channel since 2011, and yeah, man, I came a long way. Came a very long way. And again, y'all, I will be doing episode 8, shout out of the week video later on today. Stay tuned for that. This is the end of episode 4. Shout out again to Sinister Tarheel. Y'all make sure y'all go sub up to his YouTube channel. Thank you so much for being a guest on my crew podcast.
Thank you for having me.
For sure, and hopefully this, hopefully this won't be the last time I have you as a guest. This is the first week we have had guests. Like last night, I had Harold's Random Videos for guests for my solo podcast. So I'm trying to, I'm pretty new to this collaboration thing. But yeah, I had a ball. Get ready to end this stream, and I gotta we'll be cleaning up. Get this cleanup done, and then I'll be streaming Day 22 with my crew, and Make sure y'all smash that. Hey.
Yeah, wife. Yeah, wifey walking by.
Hey, yeah, make sure y'all smash that like button. Leave a gym comment below. Sub up again to Sinister Tarheel.
Mm-hmm.
And we out, man.
All right.
Have a blessed day.
Yeah, peace out, y'all.
Peace out.